What's up YouTube, DMLX here today. With the release of Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War on the way, and this year being the 10th anniversary of Marvel Studios, I thought it'd be great to do my top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe films of all time. But before we get into the top 10, I want to give you guys my honorable mentions, which include The Incredible Hulk. I thought it was a good film overall. I think the Hulk vs. Abomination action sequence was one of the best fight scenes in Marvel history. Then I have Doctor Strange, which is pretty much Iron Man with magic. And the last honorable mention is Captain America, the First Avenger, which I think is an underrated film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting at number 10, I have Ant-Man. Right off the bat, we start off with Earth's smallest hero. The film is led by a charming performance from Paul Rudd and stand-up performances from Michael Pena as Luis, as well as this film offers great thrills, humor, and creativity when it comes down to Ant-Man's use of the pin particles to shrink, along with providing some variety in the MCU by having Ant-Man being portrayed as a heist film. However, like a lot of Marvel films, the villain was subpar. Cool suit though. At number 9, I have Thor Ragnarok. To me, the Thor series has been the weakest linked in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is until Ragnarok manifested into becoming one of the most fun and exciting MCU films to date, exploring more of the colorful cosmic side of the Marvel Universe, with Thor, Loki, Hulk, and newcomer Valkyrie on the race against time to stop Hela from taking over Asgard, as well as infusing elements of the Planet Hulk storyline, a Doctor Strange cameo, and Led Zeppelin. However, the story of Ragnarok lacked the emotional depth when it came down to the death of Odin and the destruction of Asgard. Instead, it hammered down on more jokes than it needed to.
Oh, Mick, you're alive! He's alive, guys. What was your question again, bro?
Hello? That's not funny!
At number 8, I have Spider-Man Homecoming. Being the second reboot for the web-swinging wall crawler, the MCU's version of Spider-Man delivers with Tom Holland returning from Civil War, performing the most accurate portrayal of Spider-Man to date, along with Michael Keaton's menacing performance as the Vulture, adds into the list of being one of the greatest MCU villains. Homecoming truly felt like a John Hughes film with superhero elements sprinkled on top, that provided solid action sequences, a strong narrative, and a fun adventure. However, Spider-Man's suit made him feel more like Iron Man Jr. and was getting his butt kicked the majority of the time, which makes his credibility as a potential Avenger not as strong.
Oh, hey guys.
At number 7, I have Avengers Age of Ultron. Though not as strong as the film's predecessor, Age of Ultron delivers in high adrenaline action, strong chemistry amongst the team, and Ultron is the main villain portrayed by James Spader. Though some fans may have critiques about Ultron having Stark's mannerisms, I still found him to be quite menacing and a worthy addition to the pantheon of MCU villains. However, Age of Ultron does feel overstuffed at times when it comes down to the addition of new characters, trying to make us care more about Hawkeye, and setting up films for Phase 3 such as Civil War, Ragnarok, and Infinity War. At number 6, I have Iron Man. How can we not have the film that started it all? Robert Downey Jr. was born to play the genius billionaire playboy philanthropist, filled with memorable action sequences, great humor, and a strong supporting cast of characters, along with a post-credit scene that made comic book fans' jaws drop to the floor.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
What? At number 5, I have Guardians of the Galaxy. Who would have thought a space sci-fi adventure with a band of misfits that includes a raccoon and a tree would be so good? Guardians was the true introduction of the cosmic side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, filled with thrilling action sequences, great comedic timing, a memorable soundtrack, and a great visual experience. However, Ronan the Accuser was a one-dimensional villain and a test dummy to showcase the abilities of the Power Stone. At number 4, I have Black Panther. Wakanda forever! Black Panther delivers in bringing the MCU to new heights with the studio's latest solo outing, with a compelling story, great world building when it comes to the nation of Wakanda, and provides one of the best MCU villains to date. Also, with the film's box office success, I can guarantee that Black Panther is going to be a central figure in the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. At number 3, I have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Arguably one of the best solo outings in the MCU, filled with suspense and political espionage that leads to the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., thrilling fast-paced choreographed action, and a story that presented a change in Captain America's ideals on the world in terms of how the government goes about protecting the innocent. Along with Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce and Sebastian Stan returning as Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, being worthy adversaries against Cap and friends. At number 2, I have Captain America Civil War. Phase 3 of the MCU comes out swinging with this action-packed ensemble, pitting hero against heroes, and tackles thought-provoking themes, giving fans the introduction of Spider-Man and Black Panther in the MCU. Honestly, this film could have been called Avengers Civil War, but since Thor and Hulk aren't in the film, Marvel decided to make Civil War a Captain America-centric film, with Zemo as the main villain, who had a clear motive in wanting to tear the Avengers apart, but the plan was executed in a way that was left by chance instead of absolute certainty. At number 1, I have The Avengers. Even after all these other marvelous films, I still contend that The Avengers Avengers is the best MCU film of all time. The Avengers raised the bar for the superhero genre in terms of story, action set pieces, character interactions, and showcases what is possible in building a cinematic universe. DC! Every Avenger gets their moment to shine, Loki continues to be a great villain, and The Avengers is a film that can stand on its own, meaning the film doesn't try to build hype towards future installments besides the Thanos teaser during the mid-credits. Also, not only is this my favorite MCU film of all time, but one of my favorite comic book films of all time, right behind The Dark Knight. So there you guys have it, those are my top 10 MCU films of all time. Let me know your top 10 in the comment section down below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me. I'm DMLX, I'll see you in the future.